I might just do. I might just change my mind and go just do. Tap the screen, share the. Oh,
Hey,
one of my faves.
what made you decide to go live on here?
I'm live on Twitch too.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Is you okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't we? I just had dinner.
What'd you have for dinner?
Chili. And chili.
His hubby ate.
Hold on a second.
Okay. It's been a day. Hey, Rutabaga. I'm just here.
For the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna open up Canva. And I'll pop up.
What are you what are you working on Canva?
The Renism t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna send you what I'm working on.
What my Twitchies are. You peek us asleep. Trisha. Taylor, Hunter, Ostruck. Strucky. I don't know if I said that right. So, I am currently playing State of Decay 2 on Twitch and YouTube. Right. Let's actually switch. To talk this on.
I can't find your email address.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's weird.
No, it's somewhere in there. I just no, you good. Did your spacebar start working? Oh,
Not really.
it's an Apple keyboard.
Yeah, but I already found a solution. Just how to put it in.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone wants to watch me play State of Decay terribly, you can go to Twitch, which is Not a Real Leftist.
I have another task for you. Details forthcoming.
And without Pika, I don't know what to do. Open curtains.
Son of a bitch.
Where's that button supposed to be? I don't have a button that looks like that. If you disagree with anything in the background, please send a request. We don't have conversations with the comments. That would be a waste of time. J opens the curtain menu. I don't have a J. Does anyone know what that button is? Because it doesn't look like anything I have.
Maybe the things on the top.
No.
You know which ones I'm talking about? The little trigger buttons.
It's not that.
Oh, okay.
Oh well.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. Yeah, on the subject, I'm just wondering, like, after all that shit, how are they even still together?
Hey, neighbor. We found a location for our clinic, but the zombie situation is out of control. Can you help us out?
My ass cheeks.
I don't know.
Are you
should...
saying that you have a loose one and that you don't expect it to be together? I don't understand. I mean, you don't want them to be completely together. That would be problematic.
You should go see a proctologist. I don't know what's wrong with people.
I don't know either. Why can't... Sorry.
Hello, Double D.
Hello.
Which topic would you like to discuss?
Libs, why are you meat writers for YT supremacy?
Okay, so what's your thoughts?
I don't know if I disagree. I don't understand, what's brought you to that conclusion? I'm not liberal, I'm just curious.
Does anyone know how to, like, fix this, like, thing? Why does it switch from, like, the little... this thing to this and vice versa, and how do I get it back? If anyone knows how.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer this?
I mean, basically, liberals support capitalism, and they don't support the liberation of marginalized people. Essentially, if you're a lib, you're supporting white supremacy because you support capitalism.
Numbers next to BOV.
Hi, Sean.
The
I'm
numbers
playing
look like GPS coordinates.
State of Decay 2.
Oh, I haven't played State of Decay in a minute.
It's one of my subscribers' favorite games, and they are dealing with a health issue that is terminal. So I've, even though this is not my kind of game, I've been playing it just to like cheer him up.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you're playing it with them?
No, they just watch it,
Oh, okay.
and like they've been getting joy of like seeing me terrified. Honestly, 'cause... do you know how to switch the thing? By chance?
I was trying to figure out what it is that you're talking about exactly.
So like I move around with this, but sometimes it switches and wants to move around with this.
Okay, so you want to use the analog
wanna go back to
stick
this.
instead of the D-pad. Go to your settings. You would push pause.
But I didn't
Go
do
to
anything.
your
I didn't go to my settings.
controller
to change
settings. I know. Just push pause. Go to your controller settings,
Okay.
and it should say movement. It like one of the settings should say movement, and it should have the analog stick instead of it saying it on the D-pad.
Try
What
that.
controller is that? Oh wait, it's backwards. Never mind.
Okay, that wasn't it. No, wasn't it? Oh, now it switched everything. Okay. It's okay. So, guess, do you disagree with any of that?
Go back
I
to the
said.
default and see if that helps.
He wants to know why you came to the conclusion that libs. Well, you did say that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
responded
yeah.
to
I mean, personally, firstly, I don't know. I'm not an economist. I don't know what the alternative to capitalism would be, but I think I disagree because, and this might be a bit extreme, but I don't really think liberals are strong about anything in terms of beliefs. I think that liberals are very much people who will. I believe that the main reason why liberals never win anything is because they're so focused on trying to look like the good guys that they'll fold on any belief. They're not very confrontational. And to me, a white supremacist is somebody who is very, very.
Just be careful with that term, because there's
Oh,
a reason
okay.
why I like,
Yeah, my bad.
you know,
But
supremacy, or make up some funny word, or just, we know what you're talking about.
yeah. I just think that somebody who subscribes to that kind of ideology is someone who is very far down a certain rabbit hole of ignorance and stupidity. And quite frankly, I think that liberals are too afraid to go down any sort of rabbit hole because it would require a certain kind of commitment. And that being said, I've heard many liberals get into fights with people of those beliefs, and they say the same thing every single time. I don't agree, but I respect your opinion. I respect that you feel that way. So in that kind of sense, I do get where you're coming from, because if that was me, I would just be like, I don't respect your opinion. I think you're a fucking idiot. And I'm going to tell you to your face that I think you're a fucking idiot. Forget about respecting opinions. You are wrong. As opposed to just, oh, well, let me take the non-confrontational route. So as far as supporting capitalism goes, I don't know if that would necessarily make them a YT supremacist, but I think I think being afraid of challenging people's beliefs and just kind of conforming to whatever for the sake of looking like you are the morally superior person in a conversation, then I would have to say in that aspect, I do agree.
What is capitalism?
I don't know. I'm not an economist. I don't know how to explain it.
So then how can you have
What
an...
is white supremacy?
yeah, let's get it.
Say again?
What is white supremacy?
The ideology that YT people are above everyone else. The idea that they are the master race, as it was called.
So, would ignoring the marginalization of people of color be white supremacy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then liberals would do that.
Yeah, that I do agree with. Like I said, I think that liberals are more concerned with looking like the good guys as opposed to actually solving those problems. So you are right. They do ignore people's problems because they're more concerned with just looking like the good guys.
They're more concerned with keeping the status quo. But my point was is that if you ignore the struggles of marginalized people, you are engaging in white supremacy. And in your own example, or I don't know, words, they would still be engaging in white supremacy. But the host was going to ask a question about capitalism.
Well, he doesn't know that what capitalism is.
I don't know
But-
how to explain it.
Yeah. Essentially, capitalism requires the subjugation of somebody, because as the capitalists continue to build their capital, their wealth, there's obviously less wealth for everybody else, and it's just a constant like subjugation. You can add more if you want, Sean. I'm tired. But we see it like the global south is needed to be exploited in order for us to get our goods.
So basically, it's just capitalizing, as the name says, off of other people's misfortune.
Well, the first form of capital was human capital. It was slaves.
Yeah, the slave trade.
So once that was outlawed, they needed another way to get cheap labor, and that's where the global south comes in, and prison industrial complex.
But since we live in a capitalist society, wouldn't it go beyond liberals? Like, wouldn't most people technically be in support of that?
Conservatives are also technically liberal. They're neoliberal.
Yeah, and I feel like Republicans are much more like conservatives and Republicans are a much more extreme side of the aisle. I kind of find that there's less moderation on their side, less people who are middle of the road. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of. I'm sure you've probably heard this a million times, but I'm really not a fan of either political party. I think, quite frankly, that liberals are spineless and flaky, and I think conservatives are entitled and whiny. And
So do you vote?
I have to, yeah. I'd like to see change.
So who do you normally vote for if you don't like both sides?
I don't vote third party.
So who do you vote for?
Whoever I think is the better candidate.
Okay. And who has that been in the past?
So you voted for Trump, huh?
Am I what?
You voted for Trump, huh?
Hell no. What the fuck?
Okay, so who did you vote for in this last election?
Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Hell no. I would never vote for fucking. I've got a wife. I have a mother. I have sisters. By the
I've had people say that like
Surprised.
I've had people say that literally if Trump raped their significant other, like they still would consider voting for him if the policies made sense economically.
Oh yeah, me too. I've heard that as well. I've heard people. I like to bring up because just to further prove how much of a cult it really is. I always tell them, how do you feel about verified claims, like verified, that Donald Trump said that he thinks his supporters are disgusting people? And how would you feel if he came up to your face and said, "Oh, I think you're a nasty, fucking, disgusting human being"? Would you still vote for him? And they're like, "Yeah, because he doesn't have to like me."
Mm.
And I'm just like, wow.
So
Okay.
would you say that you're further left than that? Than a Kamala Harris?
I don't really know because I
Time to shine, Sean.
I can
Time to
see
radicalize.
I can see both sides of the argument, but with that being said, I think that unfortunately we have a lot of bad apples, and I think that if and this may be a bit out there, but I think if our political system is to work, it has to operate the same way as, like, let's say the police force. There can't be any bad apples. Everyone's got to be good. Otherwise, it's anarchy.
What about if we had no police force?
Well, then what are we gonna do about all the criminals then?
What
Restorative
criminals?
and transformative justice.
There's criminals. There's people. There's bad people out
Sean,
there.
your mic is super low. I don't know if you're like talking low on purpose, but
How about now?
it's a little better.
Do police actually prevent crime?
Repeat what you said, Sean, before we get too far from it.
No. Probably not. Probably not as much as they should.
So Sean's
Well,
response
they
about like
commit-
what we would do to the criminals.
Yeah, restorative and
Transformative.
transformative
Mhm.
justice. But I don't. Cops don't prevent crime at all. Cops cause crime. Let me ask this. You said you're not a fan of either party, right?
Not particularly.
What are you a fan of?
Like, what are my values?
Sure.
Well, for one, I don't think that people are expendable as much as our government would like to insist that they are. I don't think people are expendable. I don't think that people are replaceable. I don't personally
What do you mean
subscribe.
exactly? Expendable and replaceable?
Because like with the whole fucking how every time there's a pew pewing at a school, they always
Okay.
what is it that they always say? Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and
move on
prayers.
from-
Yeah, now I get what
let's-
you're saying.
let's-
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on from this because whatever, thoughts and prayers. And to me that just gives off the idea that like these are human lives, and the fact that you are treating it so nonchalantly is either A, a sign that you're just complacent with this violence, or B, you don't care that it's happening because that's just who you are. It's not a good outcome either way.
Right, no, I hear you. I hear you. All right, what else?
I don't particularly subscribe to any religious beliefs. I'm still an agnostic, been an agnostic most of my life, but I'm kind of moving further and further into being an atheist just because of all the Christian nationalism that's been going on in our country. And I don't know, I can't really subscribe to a belief system that says that women aren't worth much more than horses, or that they should
Okay.
or that they can't wear clothes that have the same or that have two different fabrics, or that gay people are abominations, or so and so.
Right. So you don't hold any religious values. Okay.
I think to sum up
Give me
all
like
my
one.
values
give me
is
like
that
one more thing.
say again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think we also politicize things too much. I think we politicize people's health. I think we politicize our planet. And I feel like people are afraid to look at the moral dilemma of things, so we just turn it into an issue of politics. And it's kind of the reason that we are where we are right now.
Okay. Do you believe? Let me ask you a question about like workers. Do you believe that work in capitalism? Well, you can't describe capitalism. Do you believe that work is agreed upon in our society?
Agreed upon?
Yeah.
At face
Must be
value,
careful.
yes, but I
There's a
guess
few nearby.
technically not, because if you don't work,
We have
you
a
don't
creeper
get
coming
money.
in.
If you don't get money, you can't pay for anything.
Oh my God, sorry.
Oh, I thought the chat hit the goal.
No, zombie. I'm not built for this kind of stuff. Oh, God.
You don't like scary games?
Absolutely
You gotta
not.
get them nerves out.
No, I play
The
Spyro.
next game you gotta play is.
I play Spyro and Super
Yeah, I
Market
did see you play Spyro.
Simulator.
Spyro.
I love scary games.
Spyro is goated, bro. Like Spyro is absolutely goated. But yeah. So you believe that capitalism would be coercion, correct?
I mean, when you look at it, it's kind of what it is, yeah.
I mean, don't be shy about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't work, then you don't get money. And if you don't get money, you can't really live. You can't
What if
really
there
do
was
anything.
no money?
Yeah, well, I mean, there is no money. Money's just a thing that we made up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what if there was no thing that we made up to be currency? And people could just, like, get the things they need and do the things they want.
I feel like probably be less evil, because money's at the root of all evil, especially in our fucking society.
Comrade.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, so I'm gonna describe capitalism. I'm gonna give the definition of capitalism. Capitalism is a mode of production where the means of production are owned by the richest people, and the reason for production is profit. Whereas socialism, it is a late show. Whereas socialism is a mode of production in which the means of production are owned by the people or the worker. There you go. W chat. That's a W chat. W chat.
W zombies.
W zombies. W zombies.
Playing zombies
Better
right
take
now,
out that
Black Ops
bloater
2
before he
zombies.
gets close.
Playing
Black Ops 2?
state
Yes,
of
sir.
whatever.
Not Black Ops 6?
I lost
You're
faith
playing
in-
Transit?
No, I'm on the bus depot. I'm on survival. I did transit a minute ago, but I rage quit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Transit is annoying.
Yeah, and I was doing it by myself too. I keep trying to get the Reagan Mark II, but that gun is exceedingly rare in maps like these.
Crazy word. But yeah, socialism is when the workers own the means of production, and the reason that things are produced is for human need. So, like, even if you had a company in socialism, your bottom line wouldn't be how much money you make or how much money you can squeeze out of your workers or how much you can, like, upsell a customer. It would be based on whether or not the country,
Well, empty now.
whether or not your company's doing good, it would be based on how much it helps society. What do you think about that?
It just makes me wonder more and more every day why people hate that word so much, socialism.
It's because of the Red Scare.
Yeah.
You want to
and
know the truth?
Yeah. Always.
The reason why people believe in the Red Scare is because they want to hate black people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
The Red Scare was implemented to stop people of color, in particular, from gaining access to resources and rights.
I think that history has come a long way, but I think that we are far, 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 far away from the finish line. I think we should have been over that finish line like 60 years ago, and here we are.
Do you have any ideas of what has delayed that?
People's biases. It's hard for people to admit when they're wrong. It's hard for people to admit that they hold idiotic, hateful beliefs. It's not a nice feeling when you find out you're wrong, you know? That doesn't make it right, but I think that that's the reason why. I feel like people are just so ingrained with those beliefs, and I feel like that's very much ingrained into our society. You know, like the other day I was having a conversation with somebody where they're Hispanic. They didn't vote for Trump, but they are somebody who believes that America will get through this. And I told them, I was like, listen, dude, you talk all that shit about how, oh, we'll be fine, nothing's wrong. But what that is complacency. And it's not going to matter to you until it does happen to you, until an ICE agent fucking asks you for your papers. And he's like, well, if that happens, then I'll just tell them fuck off because they can't legally do that. And then I put, okay, boom. You just got pew for resisting arrest. And he's like, "Oh, that doesn't happen, or that can't happen because that's illegal." And I was like, "So why does it happen so much then? Why is that story so familiar?" That's just.
I think we can radicalize you. What do you think, Sean?
I think we can definitely do it.
Fun fact is Sean's the one that radicalized me on this app.
I just don't think that. I just don't think that. Fuck, I died. I just don't think that people are ready to. At least a good majority of people aren't ready to accept the fact that they're stupid, and hold idiotic beliefs like everything with racism and misogyny, which is another thing. I agree with that topic also. USA doesn't like women. Because I just
You're way further along than most of the people I talk to. Yeah, we could probably radicalize you.
I was
Hang
gonna
on.
say, he seems like he's already on the pathway, on the pipeline to radicalization.
The good pipeline.
I mean, it's just okay. Let's look at it like this.
How did you turn out this way?
How did I turn out this way?
Yeah.
Common sense.
No.
I think I was raised right.
Common sense is actually a crazy answer, Willow.
Yeah. And I just let's look at it like this. Is it not at all? Is
What state were you raised in?
Florida?
Huh.
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
Miami.
Okay.
I wonder if anyone
Yes, I'm
here is
Cuban.
still
Hey, yo.
alive.
Are you? Shut up.
Hey, yo!
Do we know
There's
each
no
other?
way. You're the only person that I know that has that happen.
I'm also Cuban. I'm also from Miami.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What? That's crazy. No fucking way.
And the fact that you're like not afraid of the socialism word.
No. Because
My friend.
any
Ha-
society that wants to function long term has to have a little bit, at least a little bit of socialism. Just a little. Just a
Oh my
little
gosh. Okay, I need to shoot you a follow, friend, because you might be my long lost cousin.
Just.
You never know.
Everyone's cousin is crazy. You're literally the only person I know that has that happen. Like all the Cubans come to your live. I don't see like
It's a vibe.
every time I see a Cuban, it's in your
Yeah,
live.
but they're
It's
usually
never
like
in anyone else.
yelling at me and like doxing me.
I am.
That's
so
true.
Ashamed.
That's true.
I am so ashamed of my community. It's just, I've never seen such a large gathering of people who are so desperate to be part of a community that wants nothing to do with it.
Oh my god, friend, yes. You're saying all the things that I say all the
Hey,
time.
don't blow it with
Yeah,
these
they're never
dudes.
gonna
They
like
like
you.
us.
No, I tell people all the time. You know, it's like, or I tell Cuban people. I try to say it as much as I can. It's like my message to Cuban people is this: the white people don't want you at the mixer or whatever it is they do. I don't know whatever gathering they're having, they don't want you there. You think you're one of them, but you're not. They don't want you there.
Okay, do you also find it very, very strange about how Cubans, especially like Miami Cubans, have gotten so desperate to assimilate to white culture that they're like into like mudding and hunting and like they wear like the camo and they go to the country like
Is that true?
bars and stuff. Yes.
It
They go to
is.
like country festivals
That's
and I'm like, what
crazy.
the fuck?
We got a friendly
yeah,
over
but
there.
we have way better music than this. Why are you listening to country?
And you know what's funny? I grew up hunting and mudding.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm still
crazy.
like I know where I come from. I know who I am. And it's just like,
I'm curious if like we grew up. Can you imagine if we like grew up in the same like area? That'd be crazy. I know Miami's huge though, but
I mean, we might have. Who knows?
small world.
B wants me to go back to her live, but that's crazy. I didn't even know. Wait, hunting and mudding in Miami? You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Don't
The
worry.
Wild boars.
You too.
Yep, wild boars.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Hi.
So you're gonna abandon us? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Especially since we're having a conversation about capitalism.
We are, but B
Mhm.
wants me to come back.
What if I wanted
I was
to
over
stay?
there.
I didn't tell you to come over here. You ended up here on your own. which is a sign from God.
Someone sent me your live,
Oh,
and I figured like
I thought you
something was
just dumped it
going
in
on.
here.
I mean, if I was just scrolling,
Shit's
I
gonna slow
probably
me
would have
down.
came in anyway.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, love you.
Love you. Okay. So yeah, it seems like we agree on stuff, which is kind of crazy. I did not expect that from the start of our conversation.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I wanted to say about the USA not liking women: does nobody find it at all, at least like coincidental or suspicious, that in Trump's first term, he picked his VP as a guy who said that, like, all right, Trump said in his first term he wasn't going to touch gay rights. He was going to leave that alone. And yet his VP, who he chose, is a guy who believes in conversion therapy. And in his second term, his VP, a guy who he also chose himself, is a guy who says that not only does he not believe in abortion or AB, but he doesn't believe in divorce. And he also picked a guy to be the Secretary of Defense who doesn't think that women should be in the military. This is, it drives me up the fucking wall, because they're saying, no, we don't want women in our military. We don't want them to have the freedom of to choose what to do with their own bodies, and we don't want them to be allowed to leave abusive relationships if need be. But it's not about control. Why do you think it's about control, you silly liberal? Why do you think we're trying to control you? Because you fucking are. It is about control. That's all it's ever been about in this country with women. It's about fucking controlling them. And it's embarrassing.
Drea. Drea, you're too much. You're funny though. Drea will literally find any way to attach it to Unrivaled. Have you heard of Unrivaled, guest?
Unrivaled? No, I have not. But this new game I started playing is Marvel Rivals.
I don't even know it. It's like a basketball thing. Basketball.
3 on
Growing up in
3
America, I always thought we'd be taken
basketball,
care of.
women's basketball.
it's up to us.
made by women and it's women players. By women for women.
I don't like sports ball, but some of my followers really like sports ball.
Hey there. I've got an offer you might be interested in. Can we meet up?
I'm no good at sports. Well, no, not playing sports, but I do like some sports. I like MMA. and
Aren't you
stuff.
supposed to be good at baseball?
Wow. Oh, is this because I'm Cuban? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, actually.
Wow. No, I am not good at baseball because I'm afraid of the ball because it's hard as a freaking brick.
Yeah, I already got all the crap I can carry.
I don't want to get pelted with a freaking baseball. Those guys. Sometimes I'll tune into baseball and I'll see, oh, the pitcher served the ball at fucking 87 miles per hour, and I'm like, bro, imagine.
Yeah,
He's
that
lucky
wasn't
that hit
that
the
wasn't
bat.
happening in Little League though.
I don't play no little league.
Well, when you were a kid, you would have played Little League.
No way. I did flag football when I was in middle school, but I wasn't good at that either. I'm an artist more than anything.
Okay, what kind of artist?
I am an actor and a writer. And
What
that
are you-
I think I'm very good at.
What do you write? Where's Parker's?
I like writing horror, but I'm currently in the midst of writing a drama, a short film.
Is there anywhere like have we seen your work anywhere?
You would have if the producers and showrunners that I worked with were competent people. Yes, you would have seen it, unfortunately. But that's television. Sometimes you make something and it doesn't go anywhere. But I'm on YouTube. You know, my stuff's on there. I I after the election
We can't save everyone,
happened,
and we
and
shouldn't
even
kill
before the
ourselves
election,
trying
I
to.
decided to make my TikTok anonymous just because there was just too much crazy shit going on. So if I ever decide to go public on TikTok again, I don't think it'll be for this account.
So this
but-
is like a burner account.
Yeah, it used to be my my main account, which is why it has so many followers. But I'm probably just gonna switch to a new account if I ever do decide to come back. I don't really know because this platform is very right leaning as of recent.
Oh yeah, after the ban. So how are we supposed to become best friends? If you don't, if this is a burner account.
I can tell you my information. I can give you like my.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that right now.
No, not my, not like my phone number or anything. I mean like my YouTube account.
Santana, it's not a lover's lock for Kick. It's Baby Dragon over here.
Fuck, damn it.
They're trying to kick you.
Why? He's actually perfectly pleasant.
Let's see. All right.
Make sure you follow me back so we can be best friends.
Oh, I've been following you for a while.
Really?
Yes.
A lurker.
Yeah, Albert.
Canva is irritating me.
Why? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to put words inside of letters. And it's working. It's just that it's a very slow process. Because since I'm putting it inside letters that curve, I have to break words up into.
That's why when I said I could help with that, I'm like, but it would take a long fucking time.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Can you put your email address in the Discord so I can send you this so you can look at it?
I can't put it in Discord, but I'll send it to you a message.
Oh no. That's what I meant. I didn't mean in like the channels. That would be idiotic. Like that would just be a terrible idea.
My Instagram, but I got banned from DMing people for a little bit because I was going into MAGA lives and I was putting up my green screen and I was putting anime women kissing.
Oh my god.
Just because I knew it would get their lives banned, so I mean, whatever.
Erica, that ain't happening. You just gonna have to dock my pay. By midnight, not happening.
Santana, how do you not have the baby dragon? Everyone has the baby dragon. Santana's trying to get a deal here.
I'll just put it in the chat, whatever. Oh, I came out like that.
What year did you graduate high school?
Me? 2018.
Oh, you're a baby.
Well, how old did you think I was?
I don't know.
I'm 25.
Oh, you're a baby.
What?
That's why you have such good a good head on your shoulders.
I like to think so.
Because you're not like millennial or Gen X or whatever. It's the older Cubans that are a problem.
Yeah.
Like even in my generation is a problem. I was very hopeful with the younger Cubans. I was like, I see a movement, and then Miami-Dade did what it did, and I don't know what to think.
Fuck Miami-Dade and fuck Ron DeSantis. That guy's a fucking dork.
Yep.
I can't.
His shoe lifts.
His shoe lifts and his stupid non-problems that he tries to. Here's the thing. It's like, okay, he wanted to run for president. I never would have voted for him in a million. And it's just like, he wanted to run for president, but for me, a president is somebody who you gotta know means business when it comes down to it. So let's take a look at other people's, like other presidents' history real quick. Like George Washington, who did he have beef with?
Welcome, irate. Parker's, we have another writer.
A writer?
That's one of my good friends, Parker's. Parker's writes the best mod announcements, but writes a lot of stuff.
We'd love to see it.
Is that why we were looking for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I gotta say, he writes he writes scripts of stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm a screenwriter and an actor.
Oh, that's badass.
Mm-hmm. But
A little bit, but I've written a few. Unrelated. Anyway.
A
keep going.
non-bigoted Cuban. I found
yeah,
another
there's not very many of us.
Oh my god.
There's,
Now we know 3.
yeah.
Who's the third one?
Husband?
Oh yeah. But, I mean, he's not mine. Yeah. That's true.
Um,
My best friend is
what-
also Cuban, and she's not a bigot. She's also a nurse.
Oh, so she's compassionate too. She cares about people. Not very many of those in the Cuban community these days.
No, not at all, actually.
But what I was saying about DeSantis, let's look at other presidents' track record of showing people they mean business. George Washington, who did he have beef with? The British Army. Abraham Lincoln had beef with the South. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had beef with the Schmazzies. Obama had beef with ISIS. Not that I want to give the guy any credit, but if you really want to, Trump had somewhat kind of beef / lover's quarrel with North Korea. But as for Ron DeSantis, you're from Florida. Tell me, who did he have beef with?
Trump?
No, Disney.
Oh, you mean recently? Oh.
Yeah. Man had beef with a cartoon mouse.
He had beef with his height.
Yeah. He's not a very tall individual, is he?
No. He wants to be so much taller. He wants it so bad. It's fine, like, when people are short and they're fine with it, but, like, you know he wants to be tall, like, so badly. And that's what makes it sad.
I love that they called him Meatball Ron.
Oh,
Ron
God.
Nunez. I don't like the Trump family, but I'll give him credit where credit is due. That was funny. Especially because I don't like Ron DeSantis.
It's crazy, though, like, how many of the people that Trump, like, went so in on are, like, in his cabinet and just, like little Marco.
Oh, man. That's, wow. Called Kim Jong-un Rocket Man. I hate giving Trump credit for anything, but I'll be damned if that's not fucking hilarious. That's so fucking funny. He's not a good person. I would never vote for him if you had a gun to my head, but nevertheless, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Completely inappropriate.
I
but
just can't imagine, like, actually, I can't imagine actually, like working for him. Like, I would never. Like, if he made fun of my spouse, like, he made fun of Ted Cruz's wife, like.
Didn't he
never.
say she looked like a donkey or something?
He said all kinds of terrible things about her. Like, literally, it would be a divorce if my husband went to work for that person. Like, what? Absolutely
yeah.
not. If he was
No.
phone banking for that person,
No, if you're a man, if you're married to a man that supports Trump, leave that relationship because that man does not want you to leave him. Like, no matter what, that man wants to control you as much as he can.
If anyone disagrees with what was just said, please request me. I want to talk to an angry man.
Oh, he's an angry man. What do you know?
Are there any Cuban people in you that are that are pro-Trump? I'll love it.
I would love to talk to somebody that's pro-Trump, that's Cuban, because I would genuinely want to know why.
We know.
I actually lost 2 friends in recent months, 2 of which were supposed to be the groomsmen at my wedding, and they stopped being friends with me because I didn't vote for Trump.
How long had you known them?
Oh my God, we're talking like freshman, sophomore year of high school. Years. And it's so bizarre because I've heard of people cutting off contact with those who voted for Trump, but I've never seen, like personally seen, people who support Trump cut off people that don't. And it's just like, what further proof do you need that this is a fucking cult? because that's what cults do. They cut off contact with people that don't support the leader. It's like cult 101. It's like the first thing they do.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know? I'm just a socialist, just a dumb socialist.
Wait, so you are a socialist?
I think that the right is stupid. So yeah, apparently, I guess.
Well, that was the fastest radicalization ever.
Well, no, because it's just like if you're not, that's my problem with the right, is that if you're not 100% on their side, you're a socialist, communist, soft, woke, fucking whatever. Yeah, whatever stupid fucking buzzword they can come up with at the time. It's just, that's all a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's why I don't listen to anything they say.
Welcome, B-Raid. Welcome. That's 2 raids, y'all. Everyone must be wrapping up. Anyone that's coming in, I just radicalized somebody in 2 minutes.
I just have common sense.
A Cuban that used to like Trump. I radicalized him in 2 minutes. You voted for Trump in 2020.
We got a favor to ask.
And
You swing by?
I didn't vote for Trump in 2020. What?
You're going on with it.
She's sacrificing your reputation.
Hell no! I ain't voted for no orange Cheeto.
That's hilarious.
He's ugly and annoying.
He was
And
like, he's like, I will not even support that lie at all.
No.
One more fashion. They so cute.
No, it couldn't be me.
So what genre you said you like to write?
Horror is really fun. Drama is also really fun for me. Those are the main ones I like to write. I want to try doing romance here and there, but I feel like that requires a different understanding. I don't think I've come quite there yet, but I think I'm pretty good at writing horror because I grew up in horror movies. What was that?
I said, what do you mean when you said it requires a different understanding?
By the way, yes, we're still debating, but we need ops.
Okay. A different, I guess, of women. I don't. I mean, I definitely.
Men aren't great at writing romance.
I think I definitely, I don't live under a rock, so I think I understand. I think I do understand women. I feel like it's hard to write a romance story where, like, a lot of romance movies are really sexist in that the women are written very stereotypically. And I feel like a lot of romance movies are kind of demeaning, and I try to sometimes watch bad romance movies so that I know, all right, don't write a woman like this. Don't do what this guy's doing. Because you can tell when a movie that's exploring women's problems was written by a dude.
That's true.
My recommendation, though, I would say write something. It's probably going to suck really bad.
Oh, it always does. The first time, it always does. The first draft is always terrible.
But do it anyway, and have women that you trust to read it and tell them to be as critical as they can.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Ren. Like, just make sure that it's being revised and edited by a woman and, like, use that back and forth.
Yep. And, like, tell them to be, like, nitpicky. You want them to be brutally
You recognize
honest,
that
like,
guy?
rude.
Because I don't.
That's how you want them to be.
I think the filmmaking world needs more women writers, more women directors. I think that a lot of there's this sort of idea that women have to be actresses, and they have to be on screen, and they have to be these objects, and they have to be these symbols.
Seriously.
And it's not always demeaning, it's not always sexist. There's people like Ellen Ripley from the Alien movies, Sarah Connor, like those are great characters that aren't stereotypical, they're not insulting at all. But I feel like you know, with people like Marilyn Monroe. She was a great actress, and she was a sex symbol, or smeck symbol, but she was also really fucking smart. But people only ever saw her for her looks, and they never gave her a chance to show
That's
She
gotta
was
be
like
the
a
best spot
genius,
for an
wasn't
outpost
she?
I've ever
Oh,
seen.
she was super smart.
Like Marilyn Monroe was super duper smart, and
Yeah.
you treated her like a dumb blonde.
Mm-hmm. And the Mayim I probably
Mayim Bialik.
Yeah, she's a neuroscientist in real life.
She's also a Zionist, but that's neither here nor
Oh,
there.
is she?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. God damn
You
it.
can't win them all.
Yeah. Is there
There's a-
anybody else that voted for Trump that would like to stop talking in the comments, or somebody who disagrees with anything on the background that would like to come up here and discuss it? Like, use your social security number. You want to come up here and discuss it about how most countries you wouldn't be allowed to sit there as a woman and have an opinion? Come talk
Fun
about it.
fact: sitting there and having an opinion happens whether you like it or the fuck not.
Nanny boo boo. Like, a lot of y'all are so scary. Like, y'all always saying, well, in another country, y'all women would be able to do this stuff. But y'all scared of women.
We're also not another country. We
Hello.
can't, you know.
This is
The
Lily
fact
Ritter
that you
from the
put that
network.
together.
As some of you know, I grew up in a place called Trumbull Valley.
Well, he says he's been following
The
me, so
valley
you must
has
have seen
seen
my
tough
lives before.
times
Like
like
the
everywhere
shenanigans
else.
that happens here.
But it's bouncing back thanks to the strong folks.
Yeah,
who live there.
I've been trying to
If you're
limit
looking for a
my
good
TikTok
place with
usage
good
just because
people,
this app is getting
you
more
should find
toxic
your
by the
way
day.
to Trumbull
But I have been
Valley.
seeing your recent lives. Oh Jesus! Oh.
Parker, are you also playing games?
I was going to, and then I realized I could use this opportunity to like do my grad work, so I'm doing that.
I was about to say, I was like, 3 people, yeah, 4 people playing games right now.
I did like
Yeah.
innately pick up my game controller and go, wait, need to study.
Alright, well, I'm going to drop you down, Double D. I'm going to, I'll definitely, shoot you a message so we can your older Cuban sister.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If I don't answer right away, it's because I think I'm banned until I think it said March 9th or something. I don't know, but I think that with the way TikTok
sending
works,
messages,
I'll probably
right?
get it as soon as we. I think I'll get it when I'm not banned anymore. But I'll reach out anyways. Once they'll notify me when I'm unbanned.
Was the ban worth it?
Yes.
Oh, 100% it was worth. I got the most. If I ever get into your guys' Discord and it's an appropriate time and place, I will share with you the screenshots. It's one of the funniest fucking reactions I've ever gotten on this app. It's so good.
That Miami accent is everything. Makes me feel
Oh,
like
you
home,
can hear it?
even though I am home.
Then I got
It lingers.
All right. Well, now I know to hide it a little more.
No, it's just in certain words.
That's fair.
All right. Well, I'm gonna drop you down. I will definitely connect with you at some point. Thanks
All
for coming
right.
by.
Thanks for having me.
We just radicalized somebody, y'all. Just like that.
Yay!
Sky, are you an op? Do you disagree with the background? You're looking for opposition. And you're also looking for zombies.
I'm getting so annoyed with this. I'm about to pay somebody on Fiverr. That's how annoyed I'm getting.
I don't blame you. That really takes it takes a lot of
It
work.
says they're an op about the libs part.
Oh.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I meant to accept and it like exited out by accident. Send your request again. Oh, my vision's so bad at night. Thank you. Thank you.
I got it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Not today.
Okay, I was just confused, like what you meant by
What's good?
that. I don't necessarily want to read it out loud because it's pretty graphic.
How old are you?
I'm 19, or sorry, 20 now. I was born in 04.
Yeah, I don't know that how's it graphic? That's literally like the
Like
system we live under is white supremacy.
Meat Riders for White Supremacy isn't graphic.
No, not any
I
more
have
graphic than
a
in this app.
like video from my 18th birthday that was 2 years ago posted on my thing. So if they want to age check me, they can. It's public.
Stop.
You're okay.
Darling, you've already told us your age. It's fine. Don't worry about the chat. They harsh.
Are you saying liberals are or Republicans?
It says libs, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So libs.
So can you explain to me your position for why that is?
If that screamer sees me,
Libs support capitalism. Capitalism declares white supremacy.
Okay, so I guess maybe I have definitions mixed up as to like liberals and leftists.
you know it.
Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
Like,
We're all really grateful to have you out there.
am I confused on my definition for liberals and versus leftists?
Fuck. I'm beat.
I would assume they're similar in, like they're both, you know what I mean, on the left side of what that is. They're on the left of, I'm pretty sure, Democrats. Okay. Yeah, okay, so then so that's where I fall. Sorry, I was confused.
So you consider yourself left?
Yes.
Okay, so you thought we were talking.
Yeah, about leftists, which is why I was confused. Yeah.
I mean, we could still be talking about people that think that they're leftists, but they're not actually leftists.
They're coming this way.
But like, we don't have to have that conversation if you don't want to.
Well, there are plenty of leftists who are also Meat Riders for white supremacy. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to having that conversation at all. I think like even as far as like our version of left and right in the United States is our like Democrats, which we would consider left, are so far right compared to in other countries that it's hard to kind of judge that on a scale.
what a mouse is this?
You literally heard that, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for clarifying your point. I'm good to do now.
Alright, thank you.
Ooh, I don't know how to read.
Mm-hmm. I heard the crash.
Oh, that was a big crash. I brought things in here to do studying, but I have one hand with the chicks and then one hand with the rabbit. Children, stop pecking at me. I want to cuddle you.
Do you like having all those animals?
I like them more than people.
I agree with that. What he do?
At least he seems fine.
I want to know if the stuff is fine.
I couldn't figure out what he broke. He was already away from the scene of the crime. Where did she go?
She said she was done. What's that?
She concluded that she agreed and left.
Oh, yeah. W me?
Oh, thank you, Aloka Ghost. That comment did count as Islamophobic. I will add it to today's count.
I just got attacked by a horde of zombies.
Yeah, I'm not. I done did all I'm doing. Because if I keep going away, I'm gonna get angry.
Wait, you're also fighting zombies?
Huh?
Now what am I supposed to do while I'm doing this red?
I need to be trying to place this grocery order for the morning because I have a taste for some scrambled eggs and turkey sausage.
Almost out of that.
and I want it all in with some cheese, and I just want to mix it all together and scramble it up. That sounds so good.
I agree.
With a piece of toast and some strawberry preserves on it.
Blissful, I am streaming the game on Twitch. You can see the debate or the conversation and the game on Twitch and on YouTube. Username Not a Real Leftist.
What is Scrapple?
Nope.
I don't even know what it is.
I just instantly reject it.
State of Decay. I always forget the name. So, oh my god, it's not even 2 o'clock. We got a Slurpee by this time last night.
Have you ever had a giant rabbit try to jump onto your laptop while you're working? That's
No, but I gotta
inconvenient.
now do that.
Yeah, used to cats
What?
doing it.
I had an orange tabby that used to do that all the time. He was insane. Oh no, so I have to show y'all the picture because my sister has a picture. She used to pull up in a driveway, and Sebastian used to like hanging out outside. So he, my sister has a picture of her taking a picture out her windshield, and Sebastian is standing on the car looking in the window at her. And sometimes when she would sit in the car, Sebastian would climb up her car and sit on her sunroof until she let him in. And then he'd just sit in the car with her.
Additional mush of fried pork is what Scrapple is. I don't like that.
I thought you guys were talking about Scrapple.
If it's not too much trouble,
no, that's I just
if
said
I take
turkey
out the
sausage.
nearest plague heart, this
So,
should clear up.
Unless they got turkey scrapple, it's gonna be a no-go. And I'm not even anti-pork. I just don't.
Hey,
I prefer Jimmy Dean turkey sausage. Even
You
though
saw me. Sorry. I was like, I had my hand out the whole time for
You look
and
well.
now that I don't, they're like, wait, come back.
somebody said I've requested, I can't see him, so you might have to let me.
Oh, it's Jordan. Good. He's chatty.
Do you know this person?
No, but yeah.
how's it going?
Sure,
Hello,
he's
my
chat.
friend.
Hi, which topic would you like to discuss?
Hey, so first I would like to discuss women don't
Sierra.
USA America doesn't like women.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like to discuss. And I want to say that first of all, I'm a father of a daughter, a young daughter, and I'm so happy that she lives here in the United States versus some other places in the world that would treat her as a strict second-class citizen. And that's not the case here. She can grow up. I often joke and call her Madam President because I think she's a bright young girl and can do amazing things. But there's so many other women in our country that have the right to vote on topics that matter to them, the right to organize privately and publicly and protest things that they care about. They have the right to move to different states if they so choose without having to have a chaperone or a male involved. Women can own businesses. Women can literally make the American dream happen for themselves independent of men. I mean, tell me how many countries in the world can you do that and obtain and do it with all the freedom of speech we have? There's a lot of misconceptions that the Western world champions freedom of speech, but only in America do we have it to the extent and the protection that we have it. So, do I think that we should stop there? No. But this idea that USA doesn't like women is like, I think that's an insult to every woman who's been an elected official, who's made a business here, a living here, and who's enjoyed the freedoms and rights that we have as United States citizens. Not to mention the women who have served this country on the battlefield and died.
I said I'm upset I didn't take notes.
He's so lucky he caught us in the an evening one, because if this were earlier in the day, that monologue would not have flown over well.
Yeah, I don't have as much.
So, are you saying that women don't have the rights that I'm speaking about, or the opportunities I'm speaking about?
We're saying that that's not what we're fucking talking about.
You just
Like
said
at all.
your whole thing says
Jordan.
USA doesn't like women.
Jordan, Jordan.
So explain that.
I got a question for you.
Tell me.
Does it say Afghanistan doesn't like women, or does it say USA?
It says USA, so I'm asking
Okay,
you.
hold on. Stop talking. Stop
Okay.
talking. Okay. So why are you comparing us to any other place? Why are you doing that? We're only discussing this place.
Because this place, unlike other places, has given women so many opportunities.
Okay, Jordan, hold on. Before you go down the monologue rabbit hole. Really simple and trigger warning for the chat. Really simple question. You said you have a daughter, right?
I have a wonderful daughter, yes.
Okay. So let's say, God forbid, knock on wood, whatever. She is in a situation and she's dating someone that is verbally and emotionally harmful to her. Right?
Okay. I'm listening.
Is your response to her going to be, well, at least they not whooping your ass? Or are you going to say, no, this is no good?
Of course I would say no, this is no good.
Okay, so it's the same theory here. We are discussing the issues here. Just because things may be worse somewhere else does not mean that there are not issues here.
Okay, let's go one by one, because I monologued and you let me do that, and I thank you. So, what's the number one issue for you here?
It's only because we're tired. It probably won't happen again.
Yeah, it won't.
Well, if you could wake up tomorrow and that issue would be resolved, what issue would it be?
I would eliminate men from any positions of power.
Let's see, then that's unilateral. That's not bilateral. So, the same reason I would be upset.
It's been unilateral our entire existence.
So, tell me this: do we not have women in positions of power in our Congress and in our government now?
Yeah, how
Barely.
many? Percentage-wise, how many?
And
This is the most historically that we've ever had representation. So, how much representation do we have?
I can ask ChatGPT, but the
I swear to
women's
God, if I'm not off this
representation,
ChatGPT to me, I'm going to burn everything
women's
to the ground.
representation and positions of power, including economic power. I mean, you saw what happened when women decided they didn't want.
Okay, I don't have time for another monologue. I have to run outside to take down an umbrella before it flies away. So I'm going to just tell you now, we have about 30% political representation. Y'all, I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. So from the time that women were able to vote, which was in the early 20th century, to now, they've grown to 30% of representation. I mean, you could probably predict that it would double in the next 10 years, especially since women are typically the main ones protesting. You guys know how to rally. You guys know how to get together for a cause.
Black women do.
Because that's exactly where my brain was. But I was like, if I say that, it's going to be the black lady making it about race.
The fact that you think that removing men from power means that all corruption is gone. I mean, look at...
That's crazy that that didn't shake him, man. That didn't shake him. He went right back to men not being in power. Why does that concern you? Is it because you think that women might subjugate you guys just like men subjugated us?
I don't think women would, because women, like, you look at the empathy of a woman compared to the
what's the
empathy of a
problem?
man. Right, but you want... I'm going to ask you this. Do you want equality or you want superiority?
I want equity.
Okay.
But are you serious? Because having only one side talk and do the deciding is not equity.
Sure.
Because
Like,
in
you've
my
had a
house
good
right
run
now,
about
I'm
it.
there. So in my house right now, my wife and I, we make all the decisions together equally. We may have opinions, but we make the decision together, financially, otherwise. Is that equity? Or
How
is
about
that me?
historically? Every time a man is in charge, how well has that gone?
You can't build a country from if they're not from families. The point I'm trying to make is,
What?
do you want equity or do you
Okay,
want unilateral
do
control?
you and your wife both work?
My wife has chosen to stay at home. to
Okay, so
support
she
her.
doesn't have equity.
That's okay.
She has
so
dependence.
that's not dependence
It is
because I
dependence.
can't. I'm depending on her to help raise my children.
But she's dependent on you for survival.
She is an educated woman. She has
It
a
doesn't
college
matter.
degree.
She's
and
dependent
can go
on
out
you for
tomorrow
survival.
and get a job if she
I
wants.
promise you she can't.
That's bullshit.
I promise you she
That's
can't.
total
In this
bullshit.
job market, I promise you she can't.
Bro, that's
Because she
total
has a
bull-
lapse in employment, I promise you she can't.
I'm telling you,
I did not have a lapse in employment. It took me 8 months to find a job.
okay, but that you're taking where, like, I don't want to say where do you live and then make it all about where you live, but employment is also regional. You can't just say that, hey, because in my
I don't live in a podunk
district-
town, and I
Hold
have a
up, hold
college
up, hold
degree
up.
from the best university in the South. Best
So
public
when we
university in the
talk
South.
about big picture or national things, he goes, well, in my life, in my household, in my personal anecdote. And then you go, well, in my personal anecdote, this. And he's like, well, you can't do that. You have to zoom out and think about the broader picture. The fuck?
How's your umbrella?
It's better. I was still up. I was lazy earlier. I put it down and put it
Good
down.
thing I got low expectations.
It's like all the times where I leave
Yeah,
something
no room for
outside
that.
and then it decides to rain.
Yes, it
I want to go
hit
back
like
to
3
the.
times.
to-
It was very
I
startling.
would like to go back to unilateral control or equity. Which one do you?
He's really stuck on that. He's really
I'm
stuck
glad that
on
he
it.
learned words, though.
If you said that things would not be bad because women have so much empathy, then what is your issue?
My issue isn't
What are
with.
you worried about?
My issue is not with women being in control. My issue is you say you want equity, but that's not equity to have complete control.
We're not in equity now, so I think we need a drastic shift
I'm
to
fine.
restore
Would you like-
balance.
Hey,
If
Jordan, what's the difference between equity and equality?
equity means you both have a stake in. Hold on. Equity is
You're
you both have
already
the
wrong.
same power. You both have the same power.
Mm-hmm. And then what is equality?
Okay, I would like to do this in a metaphor. So equity is we're in an arm wrestling match and our strength is equal. We can't best one another. Equality is just about the opportunity being equal, that we can both challenge each other in an arena or a profession. So
No.
So, for instance, equality would mean that men and women can participate in each other's sports
No.
because that's equal. Everybody can just play sports. But equity would mean that you'd actually have to have a handicap in certain strength sports because women don't naturally possess the same amount of like muscle capacity as a man.
Okay.
So,
you
are
almost
you
got
saying
there
you
in
would
the
like?
end. I'm
you
just
would
going
like
to tell
equity-
you
are
the
you wanting
definitions
equity in the
because
workforce,
your
or you wanting
metaphor was fucked up at the beginning. The equality, which you almost got to at the beginning, was when everybody has the same resources or opportunities across the board, uniformity. Equity is the distribution of resources and opportunities based on individual needs or circumstances. That would be the definition you're looking for. Now, keeping that in mind, what is it you are trying to say?
Just for the chat. No, I don't ever want to give an op grace by any means, but he wasn't calling women handicapped. In like golf, there's like something called a handicap, which is like you get like an extra few strokes or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a sports ball person.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
it's
No, I
something like
guess
that.
a better way to. I appreciate that. Thank you. I guess a better way to say it is if I'm 6'4" and you're 5'2", then I give you a ladder so you can reach the same place.
So it's like, let's say like, I don't know, if in running they said like, this person has a longer stride, and this doesn't exist, but they said, okay, well this person's shorter, so like they get a lap on this other person. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know much about
we're in
sports,
agreement.
y'all, but I did take a golf class.
We're in agreement about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I didn't even say anything, because when he was finishing the sentence, when he said it, I was like, oh, okay, he mean like a handicap in golf. Okay. Even though
Yes,
that's
no, I don't. No, I don't think women are typically way smarter than men in a lot of different ways.
Who'd you go for?
I watch it play out. I have a son and a daughter. I watch it play out all the time.
Who'd you vote for?
Who did you vote for?
Who did I vote for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, neither side's going to be happy about what I have
So
to
then
say.
who did you vote for?
I didn't vote. That's why I'm saying both sides aren't going to be happy.
Who would you have voted for? In fact,
Now?
when did you vote?
Are we going to...
Why didn't you vote?
Why didn't I vote? Because I
Mr.
didn't...
I have a daughter.
I didn't vote because I didn't feel like either candidate was a great match for our country.
You didn't feel like your daughter would love to see a woman president and know that she can do it?
She doesn't need she doesn't need Kamala Harris as an example.
Just say what you wanted to say. She doesn't need representation.
No,
right?
that's not what I said. I said she doesn't.
That's what you
Okay.
wanted to say.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you said she doesn't need. Kamala Harris.
He doesn't need Kamala Harris to be the person to represent her.
Why?
Why
What's wrong with
the
her?
fuck not?
What if? Okay, can anybody on this conversation think that they have better ideas than Kamala Harris? Let's just pretend that tomorrow you
In
are
terms
on the
of being a president and her having worked in all three branches of government, you think that anyone here is gonna have better ideas and more experience in that regard?
Technically, too, because if Erica's here, she'll yell at me if I don't correct that.
Yeah, because the
I just didn't. I didn't appreciate. I didn't appreciate the code switching.
Do you want to hear? Do you want to see someone that has better ideas than Trump does?
Sure.
Literally anything.
That's a very cute kid.
This will make a better president than Trump. A paperclip. Also.
Wait, the way they giving a speech
What
in
is
the
that?
microphone.
Let her talk.
Why are you wet?
Don't judge.
She's got things to say too.
You know why he's wet.
I think we just got a Jessica Simone raid.
Welcome, Jessica Raid. Oh no, it didn't pee. It probably got peed on. So I'm gonna go wash my hands. Can we get some coconuts in the chat for? I can't say it. Jessica motherfucking Simone. I don't know how.
Hold on. Put some motherfucking coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone.
I don't have. I'm tired. I have no spice today. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Go wash your hands. It's okay.
So I need you to give me an actual reason why Harris was so terrible.
This is just my read on what like I did not. Anytime I see somebody code switching, it's just off-putting to me.
Okay, Jordan. Darling, you're a white man, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
What are you?
I'm Mexican,
Okay, but are you white?
ma'am. I have olive-colored skin. If I was sat next to you after working out in the sun for 30 days straight, you'd probably approach me with hola.
Mexican
with hola is
orange
crazy.
skin are not racist.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessica, for the raid.
My parents.
This is
my
what happens when I
parents
don't wear my
immigrated here.
AirPods. You
My
guys get
parents
better sound
immigrated here
quality,
from
but like
Jalisco, Mexico.
I missed some stuff. What did I just come back to?
She tried to say that I sound.
Hold on, Jordan.
Ooh,
Hold on,
maybe
Jordan.
they
Hold
could
on,
speak for
Jordan.
themselves.
Hold on, Jordan. Jordan said that the reason he didn't vote for Kamala is because when somebody code switches, it's off-putting to him.
Then asked, are you white tea?
I asked him, is he a white tea man? He said no, he's Mexican and he's olive skinned. And if he worked out in the sun for 30 days, somebody would approach him with hola.
Jordan, do you know that your entire demeanor in this conversation is you code switching?
How's that the case?
Unless you're saying that you have no attachment to your Mexican culture.
How do I not have attachment to my culture?
I said unless you don't have any attachment. So, do you speak Spanish? Like, what's your?
Yes, I do speak Spanish, but do you think that's a?
And so with your friends and your buddies and the people you speak Spanish to, like, you speak just like this?
Yes.
I don't believe that.
So, are you not?
His buddy is white.
I don't have the time to go through this. We gotta focus on her point. Can you get back to her point, please, because she was trying to make a point.
The point I was trying to make though is when you just said code switching, You literally don't like her for doing something that this country forced black people to do.
Yes, Evan, I'm super racist, very racist. As a fellow Latino, collecting my Latinos, we're just okay.
Well,
I like the fact. Look, Trump is a misogynist. We all know that. Okay, he did some really fucked up shit.
And you didn't want to protect your daughter from people like him. How, okay,
Well-
forget what your daughter's seeing representation in the White House. What does it tell your daughter that a 34 count felon / assayer is in office? What does that tell her if, God forbid, that ever happens to her someday? That it doesn't
My
matter?
question-
That people are going to ridicule her like Eugene Carroll? Or Eugene.
Why would my daughter be ridiculed for wanting to do something that is completely possible?
No, for outing her abuser.
See, you're making a correlation with something that doesn't exist. My daughter doesn't have a. Donald Trump didn't do anything to her.
I'm not talking about Donald Trump specifically. I'm talking about the Donald Trumps of the world.
But also, it
If you're-
could have been Donald Trump. He tells 10-year-olds all the time.
Your daughter's growing up in a world where someone like that can be president and can see how his accusers have been treated. If, God forbid, something like that happens to her, why would she come forward? Why would she say anything?
Yeah, but see, now we're entering a space of upbringing, right? Because
No, there's no amount of upbringing that can protect your daughter from something like that.
from me teaching her that you can come and tell mom and dad anything, that we will help you
There's
through
n-
anything.
there's no amount of upbringing that can protect your daughter from something like that happening to her.
The
And you
point.
can, and you can say all you
let
want,
me be. No, I may be misunderstanding. So let me slow down. Are you saying that if a perverted, creepy person did something to my daughter, that she wouldn't come forward and try to prosecute? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Can I see? Because I think I'm misunderstanding. So can you help me, please?
I'm saying that growing up in a world where the president, like, why would she speak up on anything? Maybe when she's young, when you guys are the only people in her life, but when she's older and she's an adult and expected to like handle things, she's not gonna want to run to like mommy and daddy because she's an adult and she's gonna think that she can handle stuff, and she's not gonna want to like go against her accuser because look at how Eugene Carroll was treated.
So, but you guys are on a public forum right now, standing up against those things.
Because we didn't support the rapist. What do you mean? We voted
That's
against
fine,
the
but
rapist.
you just said, why would my daughter feel comfortable?
So she would
to
trust
stand
us
up
and
just
not
like
you.
guys?
Because we stood up to him, so that she would trust us and not
The
you.
argument is because you didn't vote. That's the argument. That you were comparing both candidates and you said they were saying the same thing. So okay, fine. You didn't think that it was worth her seeing a woman in office. Fine. But don't you think it would have been worthwhile to not have her see a rapist in office? Like, to show her that, like, oh, he's been convicted of these crimes. He's been convicted of these crimes, and that's why he didn't get reelected. Like, show the cause and effect of that. Wouldn't that have been a better message? I don't know. To just not vote is, I don't know, silly to me. When you have, like, I don't have kids, and I voted for other people's kids.
Right, but that's one of the great things about our country is you have the choice to participate or not, and I can, as her father, I can educate her on the choice. of
That's why Ren
abstinence
asked if
or
you were white. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Say again?
Because that's why Ren asked you if you were white.
Why?
Because you're speaking as someone that has white privilege.
Yep,
That isn't
like
going to
the
be affected by
privileges.
these things.
I think your entire argument is that men have privilege, so it doesn't matter if I was white, black, or orange. You would just say I have privilege
You would
because
have
of,
more privilege
because of my
as a white
anatomy.
man. Yeah. A white man is at the top of the hierarchy, so like you would
Why
not
why
be
aren't you
affected at
involving
all.
Asian Americans who outperform Caucasians in every metric?
Because Asians are not at the top of the
Come on,
hierarchy.
shut up. You're kidding, right? Bro, Asians are hardworking. They kill it.
Do you
They
know that
literally
do you know that like there were
any
bills that had to,
socioeconomic
bills
status.
had to be introduced because of the hate crimes against Asians because of Donald Trump the last time.
I'm talking bar for bar on this idea that the white people are at the top. Like, look at Asian Americans. They've immigrated here. They come here. They work hard. They
In
do the
spite of
American
white
dream.
supremacy.
White supremacy
In
would be
spite
the
of
idea
white
that
supremacy.
Model minority, Beth. You should look that up.
I think Asian Americans and they've literally come here and they did the American dream. I mean,
Yeah, and they
look
did
at
that despite the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. They did that despite the violent acts of the Rock Springs Massacre in 85 and the LA massacres of 71, the Japanese American internment camps in 1942, the post-Vietnam War discrimination that, is still kind of lingering today, and all of the post-C-19 discrimination that has happened. Like,
and
they
they're
do
in the
that
top
in spite
15%.
of, not because of.
Okay, to me, you're seeing white supremacy today is that a white man will go apply to college along with every other minority in the spectrum.
Affirmative
and that
action doesn't exist anymore.
Say again?
Affirmative action no longer exists. You gotta find another argument.
I'm asking you a question of, do you believe that if
Ask the
5
question when you
applications,
listen to it.
I'm asking a brief question, please. I think we've had a overall polite dialogue so far. I'm asking the question, is your idea of white supremacy that out of 5 candidates, the one that is a white male named Jeff Smith will get whatever thing it is because he's white? Is that your idea of white supremacy? Job, promotion?
It's not that simple.
Jordan, I'm gonna
Can
be
you
real.
help me understand?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. Now, the only reason I have not really kind of ripped into you is because I'm tired as hell. It's 1:20 in the morning, right? Because what you're saying, you act like you have not lived in this country, as if you do not understand how the Asian community is used as model minorities against Black and Hispanic people. You act as if you don't see the way this country treats all these people. For you to be a Mexican man, as you stated, and literally just vote against.
No, he didn't vote at all.
You didn't vote. You didn't give a fuck about nothing and nobody.
He said mass deportation, not me.
So my family came in as illegal immigrants and then worked hard to become citizens, and now they own a business.
Hold on.
Fuck a duck.
Ain't no way.
I thought he was gonna do the usual. We came in the right way. I thought that's
No.
where we were going, but no.
No. So I understand.
They came in. Oh my god, they came in illegally.
So I understand.
And you still didn't think it was worth voting for those people?
Listen, I understand, but here's the thing: my dad would look you in the face as someone who migrated over here and tell you, "I wish I could have done it the right way." And he doesn't appreciate, like, he gets upset. And my point, like,
He's a ladder puller. He gets upset that the people are doing it illegally. Listen, I come from a family of ladder pullers.
if it was up to me, if you think that I had some sort of privilege that I could use to better the world, I would want reform for immigration, because I've watched people
Kamala wanted that. Kamala was supporting that.
I don't know if she was going to do it the way I think of doing it, because it
Is
would
it
be
better? Would it be better a step in that direction? Would that be better than mass deportation, or you believe in mass deportation?
Here's the thing.
Can you just answer
Do you
the
want
question?
Yeah, I want to answer the question. The question is, do you believe that it's right to follow the law even if you disagree with it?
What?
That's not the question.
That is the question.
Do I get to
because
answer with a question now?
I'm telling you, because
Okay, from now on, no one answers unless it's a question. We just answer questions.
Okay.
I just
Hey,
want to
Jordan,
ask.
About your spouse. Who did she vote for?
My wife chose to vote for Donald Trump.
She's white, isn't she?
She's white.
You married a gringa?
You married a MAGA
So-
gringa.
Here's the thing. I think it's interesting how
That's
I think
a
it's
yes.
interesting how you guys play victim and then you want to single out people too. You want to play this position of
He doesn't like
know
code
who- I
switching.
wanna
you
know-
want to play this position
Jordan,
of
who's
like
playing a victim? Who's playing a victim?
you want to play this position of like, oh, I get to be
Who's
the
playing
person who
victim?
decides the morals of everything. Like you just it's as soon as I said, oh, like my wife is white and she voted for Donald Trump,
You
then
actually
you
didn't say she
automatically
was white.
then you
You didn't say
automatically
she was white. We guessed
yeah,
that.
you did say that.
No, you didn't say that. You
He
said.
did. He didn't.
Oh, he did say
You
it.
said
No, we did. He
Oh,
didn't.
okay. I thought he said just now, like the moment I said my wife was white
Okay.
and voted for Trump.
Yeah, that was him admitting it.
right, but I don't think it's right that just the same way that you don't want to be discriminated against, you should also in turn not discriminate against others based on their
No,
political
I'll
views.
discriminate against
whiteness.
bigots. That's fine.
By the way, political affiliation is not a protected class. That you know what's crazy is that your wife, like you chose to marry somebody that voted to deport people like you. That's fucking crazy.
I was like, she voted against him and their daughter.
That's like self-hatred to the max.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's
Couldn't
just
be me.
icky.
My husband voted the right way. But he's also I didn't marry a gringo, so
Yeah, but what's wrong with interracial marriage?
Mexican's not a race and neither is Cuban, so
That part.
Yeah, but we are Hispanic.
that's not a race either.
I'm
You know
asking
what
you
race
what's
you
wrong with
are.
interracial marriage. Are you against interracial marriage?
No,
That
Race,
would mean that you were a different race.
but you are
race,
not like
nationality, and ethnicity stay whooping y'all ass.
This
Stay
is why
with
I'm
me.
like, let me slow down and talk about the meaning of words, please.
And I'm a U.S. citizen, so it's not that she voted to have me
Still
go.
not a race.
I said she voted against people like you. I didn't say she voted against you.
No,
How
little
she
baby
said
sin.
what's happening? What state do y'all live in? I didn't ask the city, just the state.
We live in Georgia.
Damn.
Georgia actually.
So now we know why he's got to do the assimilation. He's in the
Why
heart of
is my code
deliverance.
switching?
Thank you, Robin.
Robbie, you're up early. Or up late. W, Robbie. Caps are for mods, y'all.
So
And
wait,
please don't
Jordan,
spam.
you said your parents came in illegally. Were you
That's
born? Were you born when they came over here, or were you born here?
I was born here. That's what you would call a Chicano,
Birthright citizenship.
Who needs it?
which I still
Not
think
us,
is right.
apparently.
Birthright citizenship. I'm not against that.
Trump
But
is.
Trump is.
Okay.
Your wifey is.
Did you agree? Do you, by the letter, agree with every single point?
The
that your
issue is
pol-
that we're trying to show you the differences between the two candidates that you said were essentially both terrible. We're pointing out all these different things that Trump supports that are detrimental to you and your life and your daughter's life, and why you should vote for Kamala instead.
Things that Harris never would have touched. Like she.
It would have
You're
never
never
been a
under
concern in your
threat
mind. I
of
would have been
losing
sleeping like a baby right
citizenship.
now. I would have been sleeping like a baby.
All of the things that wouldn't be fucked up right now.
I would like to ask as an aside. You guys are aware of the migrants that got put up in hotels in New York, right?
W. Ravi.
Hey, Rin, did you know that? I didn't know that. Nobody knows that. Like,
I've never heard
how
that
how
before.
would we know that? It's not like anybody talks about it or advertises it or misinforms about it constantly.
It's not
Just
like
on a-
anybody actually
just
knows
like
what
if
the
you
fuck's
have,
going on.
if women were in office, what would have happened instead?
we wouldn't have embarrassed ourselves with Zelensky. What is it? 3 days ago? 4 days ago now? Ugh.
Wait, okay, so I just I've
I
very
just
little I have very
before
little sleep, so I need to remember. Is this the same person that was having an issue with all women being in charge?
no, that's
Okay.
all women
That
being
was a
in
different
charge is not
person?
the issue. We were talking about you wanted equity.
Yeah, that was him.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
he's
gaslighting
also
me
the
now.
one that made the Islamophobic comment in the chat, by the way. Like he's
Oh, okay.
he's that
I'm
number
just
two.
trying to. It's been
I was
such
at
a conversation.
Islamophobic when the statement I made was, do you think that someone who is in a country that strictly prohibits women's rights would appreciate having the rights that
What
a
country did you
United
name?
States
What segment
or
of
that
the
an
world
American
did you name?
enjoy? I'm just saying, do you think that they would enjoy having more
Exactly.
rights?
That's what made it Islamophobic.
That's now you're just throwing out words. The question is,
No,
You
that's what
said a
you
lot in
said.
the chat, yet you knew exactly what I was talking about, and then you rephrased it as you were verbalizing it, so it wouldn't sound like you were trying to dip on the Middle East.
This
Like,
is-
don't even play.
this is the biggest problem
You
I have.
wrote it down. We have
Is
proof of
name
it.
calling. You just use name calling. Like you're like, oh, look
Islamophobic
at
is
me.
name calling. Oh God, yo, I'm gonna go on mute. I can't.
Jordan, would you like me to show you some real name calling?
No.
I don't want to because I'm really not in the mood to, but I can if you really need that.
I don't want to make him cry.
You think I'd make him cry? I think he's trying to run.
You're still here. You're still here until. Hi, Mel.